Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, we are now tuned into the Investor Show. As always, this is your gracious host, the Prince of Investing, coming to you guys and girls live all the way from the beautiful state of Denver, Colorado. City and state of Denver, Colorado. As you can see, this is going to be an episode for the parents. As you guys and girls probably already know, I'm big on financial literacy, especially for children. I know a lot of you guys and girls usually tune in to learn things about investing for your own self, but I believe it's very important that we pass this down to the children. And one of the things I do with my foundation, Global Children Financial Literacy Foundation, that's what we aim to do. And we look to make strategic partnerships across the globe to be able to help parents and, parents, teachers, or whatever it may be, to pass on some of the knowledge that you're learning today to your kids. Because like y'all know, I have a son named Wesley, and of course he can I can leave him all the money in the world and invest for him all I want. But if I don't pass down knowledge, if I don't pass down the wherewithal, it does no good. So with that being said, I had to bring in one of our friends, one of our partners. I think he's out in DC. I forgot to ask him where he was from, but we'll bring him in. We'll talk about that. And he's from the Ortus Academy, right? And what his company does, what they do, they're a foundation, and they have a lot of great things they're going to give away. They have a lot of great things that they do for uh, children, events, activities. I know we had a partnership that we was going to do. I think it was last month, April. Yeah, this month we are supposed to do that, but at a Boys and Girls Club. But of course, COVID-19 had other plans. So without further ado, let me bring in my guests from. We got Mr. Aaron from
Yeah.
the Otis Academy. How you doing, Aaron?
Oh man, it's a beautiful day. Sun's out. Everything's awesome, man. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So for people who don't know about you, or may have not heard about you or your academy, can you tell them what you do and what do you guys kind of offer?
Oh man, absolutely. This is my favorite question. Ortus Academy, we do financial intelligence education.
Right.
And for anybody listening, you may have heard financial literacy. It's a very, very common phrase. And what we've been focused on for the last couple of years is evolving that forward. So not only talking about money and how it works, that's the literacy component, but really talking about how we work as people, our relationship with money, our habits, our emotions, our triggers, because we know that money is super emotional. It's very different for every person. And it's been really glaringly obvious that emotion changes the way we think. I know plenty of guys that are smart. They know what they should be doing. They know what they shouldn't be doing. But that doesn't always stop them. So we've really tried to evolve this narrative of money, make it not taboo, make it more about us and what we care about, our values, our attitudes. And now we've got a whole different set of tools that we're going to talk about, I'm sure, through this conversation.
Okay, great. So what are some tools or what are some tricks parents can have to help educate their kids? Say, hey, I grew up, I didn't know much about money or whatnot. What are some tools or what are some tricks you can give kids, that parents can give their kids, to help them with financial literacy?
Look, the basics of money are really about conversation. So I would say that the first thing a parent can do to help their young adult, doesn't matter how old they are, is to have the conversation. When I was growing up, like my parents never wanted to have the conversation. They didn't want to talk about salaries or how much we were making or spending. And maybe that was their way of shielding me from some of the challenges, the stresses. But I think in the long run, it short-sighted me from learning through their experience.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look across the board, most of us learn about money only in one of two ways. We make a mistake and we never do it again, or we hear somebody else doing it and we just mimic them. And if we as adults, as caregivers, as leaders for the next generation can just involve them in the conversation. Here's why we decided to buy an Xbox over a PlayStation 4. Here's why we decided to get this car over that car. Or, man, we weren't really prepared for this bill, and this is the consequence of that. Then we give them a better chance to understand when they do get some education. But there are plenty of resources that parents can provide. We've got some online tools. We've got a variety of things for them. But just at home, the first step, let's make this conversation not taboo. Let's invite people to the table, no matter how old they are, and just be real with them. I think that's really important.
Okay. So the big thing you're saying is pretty much have while you're at home. We have a lot of time at home. I spend a lot of time in my basement. right? And while we have a lot of time at home, you're essentially saying, hey, one of the great things we want to do is to start having the conversations with the kids, right?
Yep.
Now, when I'm having these conversations with my son or my daughter, my niece and nephew, for the people that are catching this live or catch the playback, what do you have to say? What are some ways I can have that good conversation?
So imagine a couple of different circumstances. You've
Okay.
got here, we're making a purchase. Let's talk about it. You've got another one that might be, we made a mistake. Let's talk about that. And that takes a lot of vulnerability to, with somebody younger than you say, hey, look, we made an error and this is how we need to deal with it. But I also think it begs us to talk about just the things that we take for granted. For example, every month I have to pay rent, I have to pay utilities, I have to pay these things. And if all I've got to do is jump online and click, 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 and money is transferred, sure, that's a very quick transaction for me who understands it. But the transaction is actually a month-long conversation, right? I'm using my utilities through the month, and then at the end of the month, I need to go pay them. And that's a really great opportunity to make something mundane for us something educational for someone else. If we're making a purchase, there are so many different considerations. So just for example, you could say, we need to go food shopping. Well, do you buy the $2 can of beans or the $3.50 organic cans of beans? What are the pros and cons? Why do you make these choices? Do you pay with a credit card? Do you pay with a debit card? There's so many, money's so uniform and universal that there's plenty of opportunities.
Aaron, I want to hit on that, right? In the 2020th century, right now, today, money is moving seamlessly. Like, we don't even have cash. Like, somebody I probably got $40 in my wallet, don't even know it. It's probably sat there for a month or two or whatnot. And that's to say, a lot of us don't even touch cash. So what are some ways? Because it seems seamless. It's like, hey, the lights were on, dad paid bills, blah blah blah. Netflix, Hulu, whatever utilities you may have is automatically directly deposited, withdrawn. How would you say to get your kids involved in a particular situation like that?
It's a really tricky space right now. The speed that money moves is different for them than it is for us. So where we tend to have the conversation with our students, with anybody involved with us, is to understand what it is we're doing and what it is we're trading. If all you're doing is seeing numbers on a screen, it becomes eventually dangerous because you don't care about the actual number. It's just click, 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 thumb, thumb, thumb. I would say that a parent could start the conversation with, what does this money represent? What does this money mean as far as our time, right? If you relate it to time, and if they're already earning allowance, if your kids are already earning allowance or they're not, you can still relate things to time. You can break down what a salary is, what that means per hour, and what a cost of, if you're Venmoing somebody $30 for a product or service, what that really means. It might only take 3 seconds to give them that cash, but it's really important to talk about it. And an interesting fact about cash, when you hand someone cash, it triggers the same part of the brain that you would trigger if you were experiencing grief or loss. And you don't experience that when you give someone like Venmo payment, right? There's a science to that. And I think as adults, we have a responsibility to talk about, hey, look, I know it only takes you 3 clicks and you're using my credit card and that's all great. But at the same time, what we really want to emphasize is where this money comes from. It certainly doesn't just fall out of the sky. And making that a conversation, trying to see, I think our style is like inquisition. Can we ask questions and allow them to explore the space of money without feeling like we're just lecturing them, right? That's just more tactical, but the conversation of digital currency is huge. It's massive.
You brought about having a conversation of, how money is important, how to do it during the COVID-19 since we have so much time with each other, right? So now I want to get into your academy, your foundation, what it does. I know it does great work, and that's what I want to be here to talk about, right? And so the thing about it is, can you tell people, you spoke about what your academy does earlier, what resources, especially during the COVID-19, does Ortus Academy have right now that parents could potentially use?
I love that question, man. What we've been focused on for the last several years is providing online tools. And if there was ever a better time to use online tools, it's right now.
Mm-hmm.
The product line that we have is called Money Club. So if you're a parent out there and you have a young adult, we'd say really as young as 12 and up, we created an online suite called Money Club. And we really wanted to change the narrative of money. So Money Club is designed to be a safe place to learn, get educated, get interactive with videos, online games, some PDFs, some downloads, all kinds of resources for your young adult to learn about money. Now, we say 12 and up because we believe that age is not really a great indicator of how good you are with your money because not many people are learning about it. So the objective of Money Club is to bring your young adult into a safe place where they can understand, learn, and engage with topics. So we talk about things like earning, we talk about spending, investing, some of the normal concepts of money. But we also spend a lot of time on what's your money personality? What's your attitude? Some custom learning, some self-awareness, so that there's a bit of mindfulness as they go through this experience. And what we really wanted to do, Money Club, is to create conversations at home, right? If young adults are learning about what it means to earn money, then they can come to the kitchen table, they can come to the couch in the living room and say, hey, mom, I just heard, I just learned this. Can we talk about it? Or, hey, I have a question. And they've got a little bit more substance to ask about. And right now we're giving away Money Club. It took us about 2 years to develop, really, but we're giving it away free to parents. They can go to our website. It's just ortusacademy.com. And right at the top, there's a banner about COVID-19, and we're giving away free access to the entire Money Club course, the suite that, I think parents, families could get a lot out of. And it's probably really cool for parents to watch some of the videos and do some of the activities with their kids because they might learn something too, or at least make the experience the conversation.
So Ortus Academy is offering free online courses for financial literacy for parents. That's what you're telling me.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
That's pretty nice. I'm at to sign Wesley up. Now, the thing about it is, when you spoke about the Money Club, walk me a little bit through what the Money Club is and how does it kind of work.
Yeah, man, this is kind of the fun part. So Money Club we wanted Money Club to feel like coming into a room where I think I've seen so many online courses that are PowerPoints and they're just it's not like talking to a person. So Money Club is really several different things that we felt were meaningful to make this conversation about money normal. So one, it's videos, and it's not videos of like squirrels and animations. It's us on camera. So it's us having a conversation just like you and I are having a conversation. And what that's really designed to do is help your young adult, if you're listening, your young adult learn in a way that makes it feel like they're talking to someone rather than someone is talking to them. And once they experience these videos and they jump into a mini game, they jump into a variety of different exercises. They learn about budgeting through like a budgeting game. They learn about making products and earning money sort of entrepreneurially via another game that we have. And through the process of this, there's 8 different units that we cover. Through the process of this, they learn about themselves. They learn about the way the world works. They learn about the pressures of online shopping. They learn about what it means to buy an identity, like different concepts that are way, way, way off the charts from normal and traditional education. But these self-awareness, these like mindfulness pieces are really important because the world is pressuring so many of our young adults to look a certain way and have a certain thing and drive a certain car. Like those are really important to the Money Club. And we're really excited to share this with everybody. Like, this is our pride and joy. We love it. We get up every morning. We're like, dude, this is our life. This is great. And we're super excited to share it.
Okay. So the Money Club is pretty much, and I want you to kind of hit on, I know for the COVID-19, we're kind of speaking on, hey, how the Money Club is a great idea for right now, right? For like, hey, you spend a lot of time at home. Why not have your kids tune into some financial literacy courses, right? And also, thanks to the Ortus Academy, who's offering them for free for you during this time. Now, one of the things I want you to speak on is when we're not before post COVID-19. What are some of the things I want you to explain the exercise that you do when you go into a school? The real world exercise for kids that you do in schools and the community, things like that.
Yeah, man, we were bummed to not be able to launch the program together in April. I guess it is still April, but
Yes, I know, right?
uh, but it's really significant to think about money as a sport, right? And I say significant with a lot of intention. When we think of money traditionally, we think of it's a talent, you're born with it or you're not. And our opinion is that money's a skill, and no matter your background, no matter what whether you went to college, whether you didn't, whether you're an artist, you're a creative, maybe you're analytical, you can learn it. And we really want to provide this to a variety of different people so that everyone has access to this. That's the purpose of being online. However, being in person, there's some magic that we created. We made a sport out of money that we would host in schools and nonprofits, youth organizations. And what we would do is come in and play this game that was really like imagine football or soccer out of money. And we really worked hard to design this experience so that what someone was getting themselves into was a bit confusing, right? Like the world is, you just get thrown out in the world and you have to figure out money. So they come in and they experience this. There's 7 different stations. And as they visit each of them, that represents a single year. And we play through 3 to 5 years. So they get to really make life choices over a significant period of time. And what's fascinating, I know you'll appreciate this because of your work as well, but what's fascinating is everyone comes into this game and they're like, I'm the best. I know this. I got this. And very, very quickly, they find out they don't know it. They fail. And whether you're an athlete or not, failure is super important to growth. So this game puts you right in the mantle of we've got to make these choices. And when we fail, we learn. And all of a sudden you're learning about money. You don't even know you're learning. You're just responding to the game. And it's been really beautiful to see the kids get really excited. Like, we've taken over gymnasiums of 100 and some people. We've got volunteers out from all corridors of the neighborhood. And it just becomes this awesome event that we know sticks in the minds and is a great catalyst for, hey, I know you didn't do that great, or maybe you could do better. You should check out this online course. And it's been great to couple these experiences together.
Nice. We got Michael here said, good afternoon, Prince and Aaron. This is a terrific topic to cover.
What's up, Michael?
Yep. So now, with that being said, you have a interactive way. Like I said, we were definitely bummed out that COVID-19 just came in and just kind of had different plans for everybody. We was going to do that I think it was at a school
Yep.
in Maryland, right? It was a school in Maryland.
Yep.
And was looking forward to do that, to bring that into schools so where kids can actually get a hands-on approach to the, pretty much living in a city or a town, a hands-on approach of financial, dealing with money, paying bills, utilities, all that good stuff like that or whatnot, right? So, and I do like the aspect when you added in, you gave the kids the opportunity to be able to I think it was like the lottery or something like that or whatnot.
Yep.
Hey, you could play the lottery and win some more money, or you could, but that's real life, right?
It is. When I think about the world right now, I think more than ever, emotion is driving a lot of choices. And in our game, we like to make that clear. So we're like, hey, there's $1 million ticket. You could be a millionaire. And kids will come over. They're spending 10, 20 grand at the lottery as a means to change the outcome. And what's fascinating is we usually play this game at the beginning of a program and end, like sometimes multiple times. And we can see their growth because we track every choice. But the lottery is a real thing. I think there are plenty of individuals maybe listening, maybe that they know that have spent over a lifetime a significant amount of money on the lottery, or have gambled, or have taken chances that didn't pan out. And we don't want to necessarily say, look, it's wrong to play the lottery. We never directly say that. It's okay, right? If you've covered the rest of your bases and you want to gamble a bit, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It's when you take everything you have and you're not building stability, that becomes a poor choice. And so we really want to give them lots of options and then help them understand rather than teach them, we coach them, right? Rather than, hey, you could have done this better. We say, hey, what could you have done different? And it's amazing to see the way they respond to that because it's about them.
Nice. And pretty much, I like it because life is filled, I forgot what book I was reading, but it made it seem so simple, even though I felt embarrassed by the time, I figured this out. But they said life is nothing but a series of choices. And you living with the consequences of your choices. The life you're living today is due to the choices you made yesterday, the day before, or whatnot, right? And when I thought about it, I was like, So that was the thing that kept me on, where you were pretty much giving kids the opportunity to make choices. What choices do you want to make? What choices do you have? How do you want to participate or whatnot, right? So that itself, I think, is very important because we're going to come up with life. You can get a credit card, you can lend somebody else money, and hopefully they pay you back. You can get a credit card, you can take out a loan, you can pay, you can play the lottery, you can go gamble, you can do whatever you want to do. So it's a series of choices, and the life you're going to live a year, 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years down the line is going to be dealt with the choices that you dealt today. So
and I think to your point, we usually condemn people for making poor choices when they didn't have a chance to practice them or they never encountered the information. And think of this experience as just practice, right? These are life choices. Hey, it didn't go well, great, because now you've learned, and it didn't cost you the way it would cost you if it were real. And to your point, real life is going to ask for your money at every turn, every marketing billboard, every time you open your phone. It's going to ask for your money, and it's really important to build up practice and build up some conversation so that as our future walks from the schoolhouse into the real world, they understand what's happening around them, because companies are really good at marketing. They're very good at it.
And you know what? And you're 100% right on that, right? So some people look at all the free rebates. We're going to give you $500 if you signed up, and we're going to be blah, 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 0% interest. Because, I tell people all the time, credit card companies are not naive and not stupid, right? They spent billions of dollars in marketing, research, development, all that type of stuff, because they know eventually you would carry a balance that you won't be able to pay off, and they will make money. They may not make money 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, but they know eventually they will make money from you carrying that balance. Yep. Now, Aaron, I know you spoke about earlier. You spoke about Ortus Academy. You spoke about the Money Club, what you guys are doing. You spoke about what you was doing in real life, and thank you for that resource you're giving people during COVID-19. Now, I want to know a little bit more about Aaron. What got Aaron to start the Ortus Academy? Where did this come from?
Oh, you gotta love a good origin story, man. I was living downtown, so I'm here in Baltimore, and I was living downtown. I was part of a project near Hopkins. It was kind of changing the landscape, and a school got built nearby, and the school was like, hey, can we get some math help? The idea that I had at the time was, I'm going to take the people from the building. I was a property manager, so I'm going to take the people from my building and walk them down to the school, and we'll do some tutoring. Yeah, we'll do that. And that's really where this idea for this live action game came in. But as it evolved and I evolved, we realized that the conversation about money was way different than the conversation about math. So rather than trying to hide math, we just focused on money. And my business partner and I kind of concocted this whole thing together in 2014. And through the next several years, we've learned that I guess what we came up on was money, and the training on money is ineffective compared to the training on self, right? Because, for example, I'm a very impulsive spender. Even if I know that I shouldn't be spending, I'm probably doing it, right? People are not saving. It's not that they don't know how to save or know to save. It's that the behavior isn't there. So we really started to skew, I'd say maybe 2017, 2018, towards the intelligence side of money. And the genesis, even as a business, was still so new that we didn't know what we were doing. What I can say is this: all of my history, I studied money in college. and I studied basically handling other people's money, graduated, and all of the spending that I had like in my mind and ready to go, as soon as I got a paycheck, that paycheck was gone. So I was just this very impulsive spender. Here, I studied money in college and all my money's gone. So I had to start learning personal finance on my own. In 2008, 2009, my parents lost their business and their retirement fund. So it changed our family. And what really happened is through the course of that, I learned a lot about money on my own and felt like, whoa, somebody should be sharing this. And on top of that, getting like learning to get paid to do what you love
Wait,
is
Aaron, you hit on something. You said the light bulb that went off. What was that light bulb when you learned about money? When you said, "Hey, ooh, I learned this and I want to share." What was that light bulb?
one, you can get paid to do what you love. Two,
Mm.
learning about money is an individual responsibility, right? It's our job to learn it. Schools aren't teaching it in many cases. The third, I think this was probably the big moment. If you think of money as a skill, you can train it, you can learn it, you can practice it, you can adapt it. Like that, I think that was the big light bulb for me. I didn't think I was good at money, and then it was like, oh no, I'm just gonna go get good at it. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna practice it, and that's really the whole basis of our academy is, look, you can learn this stuff. You can get better at it, no matter where you are or what you've been through already. Everybody has their own story, but let's learn this together.
Okay. Now, with that said, when you look at, you say you spoke about education, how you got into the game pretty much from, you was working as a teacher in Baltimore. You saw a need, which is entrepreneurship 101. You
Yep.
said, well, you know what? Not only can I do this, I can get paid to do what I like to do. Right. And when you look at the world of people are saying, hey, I can't save. My savings account is not earning anything. My checking account is not earning anything. My money market account is not earning much. We live in a very low interest rate society. What does Aaron have to say about that? And what is Aaron investing in? Because I know you're investing into something. What are you investing in?
A couple things. No matter how much you earn, you can save. And it's really easy to set aside. It can be pennies or dimes, but getting in practice of setting aside money is more about, are you doing it rather than how much are you saving? So you can, if you earn 3 cents an hour, you can set aside one of those pennies, right? If you earn a certain amount, get it off of your spending table quickly. We could talk about automation, but at a very simple, practical level, take a little bit of what you earn and put it away. Get it away from your ability to spend. I think the best investment that I could possibly ever have made and continue to make is in me. So that's education, that's online courses right now, that's mentors, that's coaches, that's peers. That's an investment I've committed to for the rest of my life. And I would encourage anybody to see like buying a book as investing. Taking an online course, you're investing in you, but that's critical. And it's a really good time for that. It's also a very, very good time for that. I'd say as far as what is key when it comes to saving versus investing, we want to make sure that as individuals we have some stability. So we've got some cash in the bank, aka our savings, and then we can take some risk. And investing is about risk, right? We might lose that money. We might not get as much back as we spent out. And if anybody listening is having a hard time saving, one, we are happy to help. I would say start with a little bit over and over. Can you once a week put a little bit of money into an account? If you're able to build it over time, you'll see a lot of positives, not only in the way you feel, but in the way that account is reflected. For investing is sometimes about risk. Stock markets have kind of bottomed and now there's a lot of change. It's still very volatile. So stock markets are still kind of risky right now. Mm-hmm. But I think at a simple level, a great thing to invest in right now is a $10 book, a $50 online course, putting it back on you. If you want to look at something more advanced, you can look at, S&Ps, some batches of funds, some ETFs. But with things being as volatile as they are, right now, you're the best asset. You're the most valuable thing that you own is you.
Okay. Now, I want you to hit on this again. I know we spoke about it earlier. Ortus Academy, right now, right? And during the COVID-19 crisis, we're spending a bunch of time home. I'm spending too much time home, especially with my son. But what are some? Tell them again about the Money Club, right? Did I say it right? Was it the Money Club, right?
Yep, Money
What
Club.
about the Money Club? How it's a free financial literacy course for kids that parents could interactive, not just a course, anything like that. Tell them again about the free financial literacy course for kids that Ortus Academy is available. That's had available right now.
Happy to. So parents, if you're at home right now listening, we've got an online course and really suite of courses called Money Club. Money Club is for you and your family. It's an online place where you can go through videos, mini games, interactive tools, and all kinds of resources to help your family get more educated with money. It's designed to immerse your young adult in earning, saving, investing, all kinds of different money principles, but also to help them understand themselves. So that's figuring out their money personality, the things they care about, their values. And all of these tie together to create what we call financial intelligence. Money Club is normally a $200 course. We're giving it away completely free during this COVID-19 crisis in a campaign we call Team Human. We just think it's the right time to do the right thing. And this course is completely free right now. You can go to our website. It's about 6, maybe 7 hours of content, and you can watch the videos right next to your young adult. I'd say probably ages 12 and up, and watch these videos and have discussions, learn about money from a different perspective and angle, and just get them excited to talk to you about it. Money Club is a really, really, really well-reviewed piece of software and tool for families that recognize that money is a really important thing, but they might not be offering that kind of education in school. So we're really excited to share it, and we'd love to welcome you in.
Awesome. We do have a comment here. Miss Butterscotch says, nice. I will check out this course. Okay.
We would love to have you.
Love to have you. So that's great, Miss Butterscotch. I know you tune in, and by having kids, I know a lot of you guys and girls that are tuning in that will catch the playback or that's here live. You know, you've been fans of Children's Financial Literacy Foundation, Wesley Learns, all of the great stuff like that. This is another resource. This is another resource that you can utilize, especially during this time frame. So definitely check it out. Just with our partners here, the Ortus Academy.
Dude, really appreciate you having us.
Okay.
This is exciting. You know, if I think back,
Aaron, we got another one that says Courtney Rogers said, I love the idea of this money club.
Courtney, bring it.
Yeah, definitely. So check it out. So definitely check him out. That's Ortus Academy. You know, my son, he's been, he's in the 3rd grade right now. He's been at home. He's been taking reading and math and things like that. Nowhere in there have I seen financial literacy. So I know a lot of people always complain about what we don't have and what they don't see. I don't see this in the school. I don't see this in the curriculum or whatnot. This could be an added resource, right? Like I said, I know some of you guys out there have purchased the entire series of Wesley Learns. That's great. You supported us. But this is another way you can take it even further. Outside of the books, you can have an interactive course during this time right now. So definitely I think that's a great source. And I want to say, Aaron, thank you for offering it for free during this time frame. I thought that was a very good thing. So we're definitely wanted to share that, because some people are looking in, they're tuning in, they want to know about their finances and investing and real estate and this and that. Don't forget about the kids. Change the kids changes the future, right? You just because you didn't have it, you didn't have the resources, you didn't have the tools or whatnot. Now you have the tools, and you have great organizations like the Ortus Academy that's giving you something for free to utilize during this time frame. So definitely check that out for everybody that's out there. But also, Aaron, I want to get into when you speak about investing and you spoke about credit and you spoke about things like that. Well, we didn't speak about credit. I kind of told you what I was thinking.
We can talk about credit. We can definitely talk about credit.
So when it comes down to credit, I have a 9-year-old. What can I do to set him up for success when it comes down to credit? We spoke about saving, we spoke about investing, but we know when we go to buy a house, we dealt with credit. When we go to get that job or we go to start a business, get a business loan, this thing about credit is everywhere. And instead of being reactive, how can we be proactive to the concept of credit?
Man, this is a powerful question because credit Credit's really crippled a lot of people that weren't
Exactly.
taught how to use it. Um, something to do if you think about what credit is, right? Credit's just you pay for this now on a credit card, and now you're going to owe it to me in 30
One
days.
for a second. 1 second here. Takata said, "What's the website? Can you please tell them the website for their kids to log on and better take advantage of Ortus Academy?"
Happily. So thanks for asking. It's ortusacademy.com. So www.ortus, ORTUS, academy.com. So really, really excited to share that. Thanks for asking that question. Credit cards work. You paid a vendor. 30 days later, you end up with a credit card bill. So for a young adult, we don't need to go through these concepts of interest and all these high level things. A practice and a practical way to gauge the conversation is to have a young adult make a purchase and then pay it off in the future and just get accustomed to that process. I think that's a really smart way to do it. Ultimately, the use of credit and really the identity that we develop with credit is usually broken because we think it's free money. But if your young adult can say, "Hey, I'm gonna charge this on Monday, and I will then pay it off next Monday," and just get in that practice. I've got to have the money before I charge it. You can radically reshape the way credits look. Look, I do a lot, like we, Ortus Academy, and myself personally, we do a lot of adult training on financial concepts, and we've launched some adult programs and things of that nature for higher level thinkers. But the credit alone is a very complicated subject, especially when it comes to behavior. What would be helpful for everyone to really get down with their kid is, I'm going to offer you this credit. I'm going to offer you, here, I'm going to give you a total capacity of spending $15. There's plenty of online tools. There's all kinds of debit cards that exist. Get Copper, Greenlight. There's a couple different debit cards for kids that get them in the practice of, I only have this much money. Now I've got to pay it off. And that alone will change a kid's future.
Okay. And I want to get into, we have another question here. And did I get that right? Ortusacademy.com.
You got it. Absolutely.
So that is the website. So we have Chuck says, good afternoon. I got the books for my girls. She knows what a stock is. That's great. He said the building blocks. So that's great that you picked up the Wesley Learns book. And Chuck, if you're just tuning in, for the people that's catching this live, going across the bottom, we got www.ortusacademy.com. He's offering up a free financial literacy course for children during this time, during the COVID-19 crisis. We spend a lot of time at home. Now that you've got the books, of course, for people out there that know that I published a book on teaching kids about investing, teaching kids about credit, and also a recent one teaching about kids about insurance. So that's great. You're at home with the books, but now you have additional resources out there for you. So nobody has the excuse to say, "Oh, I didn't know, nobody taught me," or "Oh my God, I'm figuring this out now." That's, you didn't know it. I got it. I understand it. A lot of us didn't. But what are you doing to change the future? Now you can spend 30 minutes out of the day, an hour out of the day, to sit down and introduce your kids to this topic. And what Aaron just said was perfectly fine. We like to get away from credit. My parents told me, my mom told me, God rest her soul, she said, "Prince, don't get a credit card, stay away from it," or whatnot. And I said, okay, credit cards are bad, stay away from it. She didn't teach me, hey, if you properly manage it, it could be a powerful tool for you if you learn how to manage. She just told me, stay away from it. So I thought it was bad. But now you can introduce your kids to these topics at a young age. So you're not reactive, you're being proactive, right? So I want to thank everybody for coming in. And they said he said he bookmarked it. Thank you.
Nice. Thanks, Chuck.
So now everybody that's out there, if you got questions for Aaron, you can definitely drop questions for Aaron and things like that or whatnot. But these are, I know this episode is dedicated for kids and parents, most importantly, to have resources to say, hey, we have resources out here for what I'm learning. I can pass it on to my kids. Now, before we get out of here, Aaron, is there anything you want to leave the audience that's out there? Uh, children's financial literacy, anything, go ahead, shoot. And also tell people where to follow you, how they can get in contact with you, all the other great stuff.
Heck yeah. One thing I'll add is that we've got a really good parent handbook on our website that can help you with your young adult in developing conversations about money, coming up with, ways to engage, ways to learn about themselves. So not only do you have free access to Money Club right now, but you have a really, really, really well-built parent handbook built by dads. I am not a parent yet. I've been coaching kids for a long time, but we've got some dads on the team that have really put their heart and souls into sharing it and building something meaningful for you. I'll also say that, we're doing a lot of work with young adults. We're also doing a lot of work with adults. And it's really important that as you navigate conversations with your kid, that you're vulnerable, that you're open to, admitting mistakes. And if there are fears that you're experiencing, that you share that with them. What they're going to take away from this COVID-19 crisis is not what happened. They're going to take how we responded. And our job as leaders and caregivers for them, especially in the world of money, is to involve them and engage them in whatever we're currently experiencing. That's our job. We're doing all kinds of workshops and webinars, so you can follow us online. We've got a Facebook that is just Ortus Academy. You can find us on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is We Are Money Club. You can follow me personally at my name, Aaron Velky. All of those things are definitely welcome. I would encourage all of you, where whatever city you're in, whatever state you're in, whatever kind of financial position that you're in, to do something meaningful with your kids, to make this conversation about money real, and also to make sure that you're getting educated, because the world of money is very much a skill, and you can learn it and develop it. So if we can be a resource for your family, for you as an adult, or for your children, we are more than happy to stay engaged. You've got ways to contact us on the website, ways to email us. There's all kinds of resources and links, and all of our content right now is very free. So please take advantage of it. We're happy to provide it. We think it's the right time to do this. This is a great question that just popped up. We're available anywhere in the nation, so you are able to download the course from wherever your home is. You're able to get online with all of our resources wherever you are. Anywhere across the U.S. We're actually going to be doing some stuff in Europe as of next week. So we're kind of expanding. It's a super exciting time. And we feel that this challenge, financially and otherwise, that's presented by COVID-19 is a great chance for us to support other people and just live into our mission. So we're super excited and could not be more honored to be here, be featured. And if there's anything we can do, people are welcome to reach out. I would love to see how we can help in other ways. And if they can't find what they need, have them reach out to us. We would love to make what it is that you need and provide that support.
Okay. She says, "Yep, we have to have credit today. So the best thing is to teach them to use it responsibly."
Yes.
So I want to say, thank you, Aaron, for coming on in Ortus Academy. For everybody, you got to run across the stream, www.otusacademy.com. For the people that have caught this live today, and for the people that have catch the playback on Pandora, to iHeart, to Spotify, to YouTube, to Facebook, to anywhere social media across the globe or whatnot. So definitely want to say thank you for coming on. Thank you for offering that the service, especially during a time like this. And I'm glad we can be a part of it to help bring it to other homes and households and things like that or whatnot.
Dude, Prince, very grateful for you having us. Thanks for our continued work together. We are so incredibly grateful.
We're definitely grateful for you being on. So we're going to wrap it up today. And also wanted to mention the fact that, during this time, school is out for the rest of the year. I know that people have topics at home that, some people are saying, hey, my kids are only going to class for an hour or two. Incorporate financial literacy let me put it up again, incorporate financial literacy into the courses while you're home, right? You got 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old, and Wesley will be watching some of those courses as well, right? He's probably hating me now. He's probably going to be like, man, goodness, man. But I think it's very important. So as an adult, I want him to say, hey, dad gave me every opportunity to be successful. That's all I want to say. I did my job as a parent. Give your child, your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your grandchild, give them every opportunity to be successful. So, Aaron, I want to say thank you for having on. And until the next video, podcast, cartoon, or whatever else y'all see us do crazy around the globe, peace, be safe. I'm out, and thank you.